Argentina come from behind to defeat England and book a place in the World Cup final. Lionel Messi, once again, the star of the show for Argentina. The lineup is set then for Sunday's World Cup final. It'd be the best team in Europe, Spain, against the best team in South America, Argentina. The two will face off to see who will be crowned champions of the world 2026. It's taken us a long time to get here, but we now know it will be Spain against Argentina. Welcoming to the latest edition of ESPN FC. I'm Dan Thomas, joined by Craig Burley, Steve McManaman, Frank Leboeuf and Santi Solari. England had it in their grasp, but threw it away as Argentina fought back to defeat Thomas Tuchel's side by 2-1. It was a horrible, disgusting first half of a match. Nothing happened. So many fouls, so scrappy, so unattractive. Things would get more interesting in the second half. We'd see Gordon open the scoring for England, but then they just sat back, invited the pressure, and in the end, the quality of Argentina shone through. A beautiful goal from Enzo Fernandez in the 85th minute, and then Lautaro Martinez coming off the bench to score after a beautiful Lionel Messi cross. Argentina back in the final, looking to defend their title, the first team to do so since 1962.
You threw the towel in, son, didn't you? You watched
it.
You didn't want to watch it with us, and then right at the end, you came into the room.
No, it was done, and it's a strange feeling, Macca, as an Englishman. We'll get on to the Argentinians in a minute, Santi, where you just feel, what a missed opportunity.
Yeah. Frustrating, angry, disappointed. Once England's broke the deadlock, went 1-0 up, everything was fine, everything was comfortable, and for some inexplicable reason, they dropped and they dropped and they kept on dropping until the defender in the 6-yard box. It wasn't even the penalty box, it was the 6-yard box at times. You're screaming, we're all screaming, Argentinian, France, Scotland, get out, get out, because as ex-footballers, you're looking at it going, Argentina are going to score now, they're going to score now. They hit the post twice with Alexis McAllister, yet they still did not get out of the penalty area and try and get up the pitch. I don't know why they did it, whether it was instructions off the side, which I don't think it was, because the manager would have hated that. I'm almost certain of it. I don't know whether it was just fatigue, tiredness, mental tiredness, thinking we're 1-0 up, let's just forget everything that we've done in the game and just defend our goal. But that was the reason why they lost the game, and those players will be so frustrated, gutted, like we all, well, certainly I am, watching that performance, because as you said, once they went 1-0 up, it was an even game, they had it in their hands, and for some reason, they let Argentina back into the game.
But surely Tuchel had to be on the technical area.
Well, he had to be.
As a coach.
He had to be. He had to be. Had to be.
But then the substitutes were kind of indicative of what happened in that second half once they scored. You know, it was a defensive substitution.
Yes,
you're bringing on defender, so that sets the kind of tone.
I can understand it in the Azteca when you're down to 10 men. You're tired. You've got the altitude. You've got a man less. You're trying to see the game out. But they're 1-0 up. They had Argentina where they wanted, and then they just drop. I can understand dropping off for 10 minutes at the end, but not half an hour.
No, I haven't.
And we all know in this tournament there's been probably an average of 7 minutes injury time, 7-8 minutes. So you're taking the best part of almost a second half. Yeah. Certainly 35 minutes of having to defend, of John Stones and Mark Gay and the rest having to knock balls away. McAllister hits the post twice. Nico Gonzalez brings a great save. Too many easy crosses into the box.
Into danger.
And they allowed this Argentinian side to do it. And when you allow an Argentinian side, when Rodrigo de Paul came on, some great balls. But I wondered whether the wee man, the magician, having Cape Verde, Egypt, Switzerland 120 minutes, gruelling games where they were out. They looked as if they were going to go out against Cape Verde, unbelievably. They looked dead and buried against Egypt. It was a nutritional game against Switzerland. At 39 years old, he was still the master of this game. Incredible.
No, I'm out of words, and I am out of breath as well. And just the opposite sentiments. I mean, so passionate the game in the last 30 minutes for the Argentinian perspective. So many emotions and the grit of that team that is losing. And from the 60th minute to the end of the game. Well, not to the end, to the scoring the second goal. It was just trying to tie the game with every with the last drop of blood and sweat. And I'm thrilled because not because of the result only, but because of how this team performs and how this team performs in adversity. I think we are nobody conquers adversity like us.
Yeah.
It's just amazing.
Yeah, I know. I'm sorry to moderate a little bit what you're going to say, because I agree that the belief that the Argentinians have shown towards all the games that you were mentioning, and especially today for the last 40 minutes of the game, but it's due to the English. The English allowed that to happen. They gave the game to the Argentinians.
I like the positive perspective. I understand.
But in a neutral
Santi's French, you know that.
No, in a neutral point of view, I really thought that, as Craig mentioned, the English, they had the game in their hands, and as soon as they scored, they dropped, and they say, okay, let's see how it works. On the Enzo Fernandez goal, everybody but Jude Bellingham is going out to try to stop.
Yeah, and he had a shot before because the corner he comes from.
Yeah, but still, you can find any excuses. I never seen that in my life when you see 8 players in the same line. That's insane. And we were all feeling that they should have gone out. And it's funny because after a 2-1, we saw England coming up.
I know.
And you say, how come he didn't do that before? That doesn't make any sense. So,
No,
yes,
it's okay,
I go back to your positive aspect of the game.
I understand perfectly.
Argentina did what they had to do. And they believed until the last second and the last...
But you know what, Frank? Every country wants to... And you can answer this question. Every country wants to win the World Cup. Of course they do. And every country's passionate about a World Cup. And we've all played. But I see something different with Argentina. I see that it means more to them. I don't know why, but it just seems as if it means more to them. It means... I'm not saying more
life.
Just when you see the Messi when they beat Switzerland in tears, he's won it all, and he's in tears. It just looks to this, and that's part of the process of the adversity in these games, is that for whatever reason it is, maybe it's the history or whatever, it seems to just mean a little bit more to this Argentinian side to get over the line for their country, and that's one of the reasons that they've been in the position that they've been in, and they've came back. It's not just Messi, it's guts, it's determination, and it's pride.
Yeah. Yes, and of course both views can live together. The emotions of the game, the emotional point of view, and the tactical point of view as well, as they were saying before, because it's true. This is true, what they are saying, that England scored the goal, and after they scored, they dropped too early, too deep, maybe. But it's easier said than done.
Yeah, definitely. But I thought as well that the substitutions were very negative, because as soon as Argentina got the equaliser, England were never going to go up the other end and score a winner, because they had too many defenders on, they had too many centre-halves on, so it was just a matter of time before Argentina scored the second. Whether it was in normal time or whether it was going to be in extra time, Argentina were always going to win that game. Yeah. England, after 90 minutes when it went 1-1, were just praying for penalties. Yeah,
was it so
negative. That was the
tactics
problem.
They work. Okay, we did it against Mexico. Backs against the wall. We did it against Norway.
Mexico just don't have
10 against 11.
It's just naive though, because you can't do it against an Argentina side that have got the experience and the quality.
You showed fear. Yeah. You showed fear.
It was small team mentality. Yes, it was FA Cup third round. We've gone 1-0 up. We are going to sit back.
Right now in that game, again, in a really neutral point of view, you feel that Argentina didn't win. It's England who lost that game. That's
I don't like that point of view.
No, you can.
No, of course you don't like it. But the circumstances of the game showed me that you have the fear of winning it. It's why at 1-0, save it. Let's try to save it. No,
but where does that come from? You've got players on the pitch that have won titles, that won Champions Leagues, that have won Premier Leagues, Bundesligas. They've done it everywhere. Yeah, so why does that? Why
30 minutes?
Why does that click?
I don't know. The coach has to be responsible for that, because he has
half an hour of sitting on the edge of your box.
Yeah, you have to get out. You have to get out of your bench and say, okay, guys, 15 more yards up. Yeah. Please, and yell. I was seated, and I was yelling to Gay and Stones to get out, and nobody was moving. They were walking up.
It was so noticeable.
Yeah.
You know, you can drop. There's no problem dropping and being defensive-minded, not taking any chances. But you don't drop 40 yards into your own box.
Crazy.
You get to the edge of your box and go, right,
Even Argentina didn't do that at the end for the last
we are
injury
going
time.
10 yards up, and then you defend in a shape, in a block, but 10 yards out of your penalty area.
But then
England were clearing the ball to nobody, and then it was just coming right back into the penalty area again, and that was the only thing.
You're sitting back. You're sitting back to defend, and then your only out ball is Harry Kane, who isn't going to run away from anybody.
No,
So
but
if you're sitting that
Harry
deep,
Kane's on the edge of the box.
you need somebody. If you are going to play that way, you need somebody up who is your further forward player that's got a bit of pace to be able to get onto that out ball. They didn't have that. Look, name me a Mexican player that was going to cause England a problem when they were sitting deep. Can't name one.
No, none.
No, you can't. It was a few hopeful crosses into the box. Dan Burn headed it away. It was relatively comfortable. You can't do that against Lionel Messi and this Argentina.
I was very upset with the two centre-backs because it has to come from them. Right. Remember the remontada that we called with Barcelona against Paris Saint-Germain? Thiago Silva and Marquinhos were there. They dropped like crazy because they were scared. And Unai Emery was the coach at the time, yelling at them coming up. They don't want to go. And they've been punished like crazy. That's exactly what I felt.
Explain to me just that mentality, Frank, as to why, as a centre-back...
It's not a mentality, it's the fear.
The fear. It's only the fear.
That's all it is.
Yeah.
They're trying to shut the gap between themselves and the goalkeeper, so nothing gets played in. They're getting all the players in front of them to drop onto their toes, so there's no space to play through, and they end up just retreating and retreating and retreating. But it's just chance after chance after chance.
Who was going to run away from them?
Lose nobody.
But when you're a small team and you have the fear of losing, what do? You park the bus. It's what happened.
Yeah, I understand that, but not for that amount of time.